How many years have passed? 5? Maybe 7? While traveling to the Forbidden Lands is a one-in-a-lifetime experience, some monsters become really rare sights as you stray further away from their natural habitat. Even then, you cannot really help but think that this place could easily be home to so many memorable monsters. Just how exciting would it be to see them out here in the Scarlet Forest?
There are rules, Erik! You cannot put mere curiosity! You cannot put curiosity before that. Please, understand.
Working as a researcher for the guild is not always pleasing. In a way, it can feel like you're always on a leash. But if it wasn't for the guild, you wouldn't even have a fraction of the opportunities that allow you to see the wonders that this world has to offer. Wonders like the one you're seeing right now. And before the excitement can get the best of you, you remember those grumpy old words. There are rules. You cannot put mere curiosity.
エリック、捕獲しよう。
捕獲？確かにそれで長期的に様子を見るのはありだけど。
その方が君の信念に近づくだろう。
Unless someone helps you find another way.
行こう。
ギルドはラギアクルスの捕獲を要請します。力の限りサポートするよ。
Hey, so title update 2 is already here, and good lord, just what a treat has it been. Now, I know that you guys probably know everything about the content that was added, so I decided to talk about something different this time with this video. Monster Hunter storytelling. It is not its strongest suit, but let me tell you, I keep getting impressed by some snippets, some unexpected moments of great writing in the overall simple story that lies in the Forbidden Lands. Now, if you haven't checked out Title Update 2, get out of here! There's gonna be spoilers for the new monsters, so go do that, and then come back if you want. Now get! Okay, this time around, I want to talk about Erik. Some people might not think too much about him, but I think that small cinematic before the Lagiacrus fight was such a simple yet effective way to portray a character without the need to go over a major story arc to convey their background. Let's do a quick retrospective of what we know about him before I tell you why I think this scene is so great. So the first time we meet him, right out of the gate, the guy's streaking, right? The ecology this, biodiversity that, he's just so damn excited about being in the Scarlet Forest that he doesn't know how to act. Add to that a complete lack of self-preservation instincts, and bam! He runs headfirst into a Lalabarina nest. This is where we have to jump in and do our jobs as hunters. After a quick fight with the monster, we rescue Erik and he eventually comes to his senses. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he makes some comments back in camp about how he can still feel the poison in the back of his mouth, even after the effect of the paralysis has worn off. But he doesn't say it with disgust or discomfort. He's almost like glad that he got the opportunity to experience how it was to be stung by a Lala. He's like,
sweeteners. That's a 10.
So after this whole thing happens, you can more or less get the impression that this guy is really self-absorbed with his interests. To the point that he completely disregards any possible danger just to get his hands on a new thing to research. I don't know about you guys, but some of these characters are portrayed in a way that really makes you think that they might be autistic. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it does feel a bit too on the face. Like, the guy's yapping about bugs and the forest all the time, with a clear hyperfixation. He doesn't think of anything else, not even about possible dangerous situations. And in the Laggy quest, he also says like, I've never been great at relating to other people. Capcom? Are you trying to, like, say something to your audience here? Like, if I had a nickel for every character that said something like this in the game, I would have 2 nickels. Which is not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Huh. Oh, wait, hold on. Ostrom unit? Oh, no. Okay, alright. I don't actually care if the guy is autistic or not. We can discuss if he is all day, but I don't think I'm qualified to make that call. So yes, he pretty much is somebody who cares deeply for the biodiversity of the forest and tries as hard as he can to learn as much from the species and the ecology surrounding the Scarlet Forest. It is something that he's truly passionate about and wishes that other people could see the same as him. You can kinda relate to him in some level because, to be fair, walking around the Forbidden Lands for the first time is pretty damn exciting, so I can completely relate to this childlike feeling of wonder that stems from exploring a new area and discovering new monsters for the first time. That joy, that excitement that he shows is rather contagious, which makes the segments around him kinda wholesome in an amusing way. Those short moments where you can see him trailing off to look at a bug or a plant are not really the epitome of character depth or complexity, but it is enough depth to lay out the groundwork for a pretty memorable moment later on. And that really is all he needs to make for a good story, even for as simple as it is. The reason why I think he works so well, especially in the Lagiacrus, is mainly because Monster Hunter doesn't really need complex characters. This is not a franchise that has stood out because of its incredible writing or storytelling. It's not like this is Vinland Saga or The Witcher 3. However, I can see them really trying to dip their toes into that aspect simply to add more flavor to the experience, and I truly appreciate that. I think what's so great about this scene is that Erik is probably having a similar reaction to encountering Lagiacrus as many of you guys out there. I will say that it did bother me a little bit when Erik was like, "Oh, but the ecological balance! We must stop it!"
Bro, what you mean? He just got here! He just trying to eat fish or some shit!
Anyway, the point is that this monster is known to be incredibly popular in the franchise. I mean, damn, Lagi placed 3rd in the most popular monster Capcom poll. I know that a lot of you guys remember him fondly, because you started your Monster Hunter journey in Tri, and there you had this funny little surprise with him on what seemed to be a harmless quest. But I didn't. My first Monster Hunter game was World. I couldn't relate to the feeling of hype that so many people had for this monster, and as much as I get a lot of FOMO because of it, I don't think it will ever happen. I was feeling a bit like Erik, really excited to finally know this new monster, but then remembering something else that cut that excitement short. A part of me really wished that I could also be washed over by the nostalgia that many of you guys probably felt in this very moment. And then...
その方が君の信念に近づくだろう。
ありがとう。君もそう言ってくれるんだね。
行こう。
Just who the hell is this emotionally intelligent person out here? I came here to slay monsters. What's this? Making me feel things and making this moment special for me too?
The invitation to make of this a memorable experience comes from your character. You, the hunter, are telling Erik to take a chance with this, to capture Lagiacrus in an attempt to preserve this truly marvelous beast. While the intention behind this scene is to show just how in tune the hunter is with the balance of nature, at the same time it shows how empathetic they can be towards their colleagues, really taking their feelings of admiration towards nature into consideration. But for me, this was my character literally saying, let's capture this moment. This is a celebration of our journey. It deserves a special treatment. And so we celebrate. And I can see the devs celebrating with us. The fight with Lagiacrus is pure, unadulterated cinema. Literally. The soundtrack is stellar, the fight is flashy and dynamic, the underwater segment, while not really a fully fledged combat system, was so innovative and charming. I've always thought that Monster Hunter is like a theme park. and the monsters are its attractions. The fight with Lagiacrus can easily be one of the biggest main attractions of Wilds right now. And all of this excitement, all of this charm and wonder that I felt during my first encounter with it was in a big part thanks to this moment between your Hunter and Erik. Just when all of his excitement is about to fade away, by thinking about the responsibilities and the bureaucracy of the guild, you extend your hand to him and you offer him the chance to celebrate with you. So good! Monster Hunter is not a game that specializes in storytelling, but god damn, they've made an amazing job at making this moment memorable for both old and new gen players. It's a story that is told not only in the game, but also outside of it. And that, despite how simple the events in the quest were, is enough to make my hairs stand on end. Thank you so much for watching. And thanks to the Monster Hunter devs for putting so much detail into this little segment. I hope that this interpretation for the Laggy quest resonated with you guys because man, I hadn't felt like this in a while now. This was nothing more than a Lagiacrus appreciation post because I felt like I had to celebrate this, and I really hope that you guys out there are doing so too. There's this general air of optimism in TU2, even the new Gemma quest has to do something merely for the fun of it. If you haven't done that quest, please go do it now. It is such light-hearted fun. How are you guys liking Title Update 2? I kinda wanna know how was the experience for the people who actually got to fight Lagiacrus all those years ago in Tri. Also, any Steve enjoyers? I noticed that the Steve weapon has a really interesting skill. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. As always, my name is Sun, and until next time.
But before I go, let it be known that this is the best character in the game. See you in the next video.